You are now listening to the Two Nerds and Slim podcast.
What up, world? Welcome to episode 7. And you know what day it is, my boys.
It's your boy Tito.
And your boy Slim. What's good?
I don't know. A lot and not a lot. But considering how the world going, we gotta talk about a situation that just got finalized in the boxing world. And I think y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
It's a tram sham.
It's a sham mockery.
Right. Good old Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather.
You're playing a game I don't want to play.
Yeah. He just signed his death
Floyd.
certificate.
Come on,
Did
Floyd.
he?
Yes. Definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
I don't really care what boxer it is. Like, this dude has not lost ever. He a legend.
You know what I think it is? I think people who like be like YouTubers and stuff like that, since they like on computers, I think that they think like typing computers is like a workout for your hands or something.
Oh, Twitter fans.
So then they think they can get out here and use their hands to do some damage. And then they
Internet
realize,
thugging.
yeah,
Probably
internet thugging on the next level, right? But I mean, to fight Floyd Mayweather, like maybe he thinking like, oh, he old. Nah,
No.
no,
Nah. This
can't
man
be that dumb.
Nah.
Can't be that dumb.
This guy still trains like he's boxing.
Right? Man, I don't know, man. That's a terrible
But-
idea.
So I got a question for y'all. So when it comes to this, right? Now, Logan Paul, I don't give him no credit for anything because it's Logan Paul. He rich. He privileged. He's Logan Paul and Jake Paul. At least his brother actually fight, though.
I mean, they get money. You gotta
they get
respect
money.
that.
So I ain't
Can't
saying
knock
all
the
that.
hustle.
But with Floyd, though, do y'all still have the same respect for him by even accepting this?
I do.
Yeah.
Because I mean, his
I know what he's
his
doing.
legacy is in what he did as an athlete in his professional career. If he decide after his career is over to say, "Oh, y'all gonna pay me to come in here and fight some truck driver,"
Exactly.
I ain't mad at him. I
Like-
told you, man. I will fight a 6th grader right now for the right price. Let's go.
You're like, uppercut.
I'm pulling up on him. I'm telling you, man. Where he at?
I
I'm
feel
coming
you,
to the
man.
middle school. Like, let's go.
If they handing you money to fight like a dude that ain't a boxer, I mean that's easy work. Like he says,
Yeah.
easy work. Like, you handing me
like-
money to beat this guy up.
Right. He like,
Like-
you seen what I did to professional fighters?
Yeah, like I fought champions. I've held titles, like
Right.
multiple titles. Like, how do you think this guy's gonna end up against me?
The boy
and then-
Floyd got this new hair plugs too, man. He ready. He gonna be like young Floyd again.
Hey,
Sorry, man.
what
I
money
had to.
can't buy, right?
Right. I had to do it.
It's okay.
My bad, Floyd. Let's make a deal.
Tell him to talk to
Put on.
LeBron.
Right. Need to put your man on. He looking
Yeah.
bad out here.
I don't
No,
know.
but I respect it. I mean, because again, I'm a true person who's like, I can't knock the hustle. I mean, it's the same thing we was saying about Master P last time. Like, even though his products, some of them be garbage, I don't knock the hustle. Like, I don't knock you for trying.
No.
So, like he said, if Floyd, they gonna give him a bag to fight some no-name person, oh well.
Yeah.
It's on the fans anyway. It's like, if you pay for it, you really putting the money in his pocket anyway.
Good point.
Yeah.
I'm a
Great
huge
point.
boxing fan. I buy 100 fights a year. But this one, nah. I'm going to probably catch this on, some streaming site afterwards or something like that.
It ain't gonna last long anyway.
Nah, I ain't paying for that.
You think not?
No. It's
You
gonna
think,
it's
you
gonna
think
last.
Logan Paul gonna actually try to rush Floyd?
No.
I don't think it even matters. Like, this is Floyd Mayweather. Like, the person who spent his career being known for not getting hit.
Exactly.
You think some regular dude gonna get in there and be able to hurt him, man? Like,
The
you know
fight,
what type of stamina
fight's
you
gonna
gotta have
last.
to box?
It's gonna last as long as Floyd wants it to last. Basically,
Yeah,
he's
and
gonna do the, play around with him a little bit, let him get a little bit of licks in, how he did with Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
You know, let him play around, and then he's like, all right, I'm done with you. So fans got their money's worth. So now I'm about to knock you out, or get the
Right.
fight stopped.
And it was UFC fans who was like thinking that Conor McGregor really just was like that good, that he was like in there with Floyd. And
Nah,
I'm like, he carried him because he didn't want to mess up the money
exactly.
for the rematch potentially. So he wasn't gonna go in there and just put him out in the first round.
Which he could have
So,
if he
yeah,
wanted
he
to.
could have. He was playing with him.
Yeah.
It was like a lion with a baby bunny rabbit. Like, he was just, for real, he was just toying with him.
playing
Man.
with his
Like,
food.
come on.
Right.
Yeah, playing with his food. Like, come on, man. Let's be
So-
real here.
All right, so I may just being like devil's advocate that this might be a real match. So the 18-year age gap don't mean nothing.
No,
No, not when you fighting Floyd Mayweather.
nah.
Man, did you see Tyson versus Roy Jones?
We ain't talking about that.
Yeah, that was
No.
that was a beating.
If you watch that though, it's like, bruh, put Logan Paul in there with Tyson. What you think gonna happen? And it's an even bigger age gap.
He gonna punch him to oblivion.
Exactly. Like,
Right.
that
But we
age-
also
that-
talking about people who are professionally trained to the highest stature
yeah,
of being
and
boxers.
correct. And
Yeah,
like he
so-
said, Floyd never stopped training.
No.
So this ain't like Floyd, the old retired boxer. Like, he never retired. He retired from boxing, like headlining and actually competing,
Yeah.
but he never retired from the lifestyle of boxing. So ain't no chance no random gonna beat him. It's still only probably a couple guys in his weight class who are pros who could beat him. Like,
Yeah.
No, I
out of
ain't
the,
gonna lie,
out of the
though. I
young
kinda wish
people.
that would happen.
But even that, like, it's like, what I felt like he a person who was just like, what more do I gotta do to, put my stamp down and say, like, I'm the man. It's kind of like LeBron James, he win rings. They say, man, he ain't got this many. He wins some more.
Yeah. The man has 4 rings. There's nothing
It's
else
never
to
enough.
prove. Nothing else
It's
to
never
prove.
enough, though, right?
Like,
That's how I feel about Floyd. It's never enough.
yeah. Like, you
keep-
could be a legend amongst other legends in any sport, period. Like,
Correct.
you don't have to be the best, but, like, yeah, you already know Jordan and LeBron, top 2, however you want to put it. And Floyd, he going to be up there. At least
Right.
top 3
In
Correct.
boxing, period.
in boxing, period. Yeah. He's undefeated. And he held multiple titles and defended them.
He basically, think about this. He won titles and he never lost them. Think about how many
Yeah.
champions you know of. They won titles, but they didn't keep them. He's never lost a belt.
Yeah, never.
Like, his belt collection is so crazy because he ain't never lost one. Once he got it, it was his
Yeah.
forever.
And you had to pay to
And you
keep
gotta
those
pay.
belts. To keep those
Right.
belts. So,
So the money's long.
yeah.
But
But Logan Paul, I see him. I mean, hey, he
you get money.
getting money either way. You lose to Floyd, you get money, and then you could be like, well, I lost to a professional boxer.
Right.
Of
What can you
course.
say to him? For real?
Now, by the millionth chance that he knocks out Floyd, then he'd be like, I knocked out Floyd Mayweather. So
I'll tell you what.
he can't lose,
I'll bet you one thing. I'm putting some money on Logan Paul.
dude. Yeah.
What?
I mean, you can, but that's a waste.
Man, I waste more money on shoes and buying lunch.
The only way he beat Floyd Mayweather if he put a horseshoe inside his glove, like in the cartoons.
Maybe that's the plan.
He just
I just want
hit
to
him in
have
the
some
face.
money in when he do it. If I put some money down, I hope he put a horseshoe in his glove.
that's the only way.
I will bring a horseshoe to him. I'll fly to Miami myself. Like,
I'm sure the odds got to be crazy.
I
exactly.
don't even want to know what they look like.
Those odds
'Cause it
gonna be
gotta
stupid.
insane.
So you telling me you ain't willing to invest $100? Come on, man. I am. I don't think he can beat him.
I'm
But
just saying it sounds good in theory, but
I'll burn that
Right.
$100. I do that
I'm
weekly.
throwing the crypto.
I'll throw a Bitcoin.
All I know is if somehow he do get that horseshoe in that glove, we gonna be discussing and I'm gonna be telling y'all, told you. I'm retired.
We'll see. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Right. No, but speaking of sports, man, can we get into this, please?
What?
This is a topic I've been wanting to touch on, man. Because I feel like people, most people I say this to disagree with me, but I have a list of sports that I don't consider real sports, and
Okay.
I feel like that's offensive to people who play those sports. But
It depends which ones.
well, I'm gonna say 'em, and we gonna debate
All
because I want
right.
to know, like, I want y'all to understand where I'm coming from on this, and I can't be moved, just so we know. So I'm gonna
Uh,
start with, what do you what do you define as a sport? Like, what makes a sport, number one, to y'all?
I say it's gotta have some type of skill in the
Mm-hmm.
sport,
Mm-hmm.
strategy, some physical element to it,
Mm-hmm.
and it don't it don't have to. For me, it doesn't have to be a team sport. Like I feel like individual sports are considered to me a sport too. So I
Okay.
would say those factors, those at least
Gotcha.
three factors. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
All right. If I think with sport, I say it's something that you have to at least be able to train in. You gotta
Okay.
have like a skill, like specifically towards it. And I can't say fully athletic because going by what Slim said, some
Mm,
sports don't need athleticism. But if your skill level is high,
yeah.
that changes the margin. But I do feel like if there's a way to train to perfection in it, then it might be considered a sport.
Okay. Now here's my side. I'm ready to crush you. Um, I think that what y'all both said is completely wrong. Um, but here's why. So to me, I don't take anything to be a sport just because, number one, it requires skill. No, because you know what else requires skill? Being a mathlete, like being a spelling bee champ.
That's not considered a sport.
It's not a sport though.
My point exactly is
Uh,
it requires skill. It's not a sport. So for skill to be something, a requirement for a sport, why? Like,
Cause,
why does skill matter? There's plenty of people who play sports that are not skilled. They're not that good.
I
So
mm,
why is
agree.
skill being used as a requirement for something
I
to be
agree
considered a
to a
sport?
I agree to an extent, but the reason I said skill, well, maybe probably because of the landscape now, because we have esports, and
Yeah, that's not a sport.
esports.
that is a sport.
No, it's not.
It definitely is.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. That's like being the best board game player. Like,
There is the chess.
What about
yeah,
chess? Yeah.
not a sport.
That is a sport.
Oh,
No, it
okay.
isn't.
Man, you wildin', bro.
See that right there is the difference in the what we would call the nerd view compared to whatever
The
you want to
slim
call
view.
me.
The
Because
slim view.
Yeah,
yeah,
Because it's slim.
because
yeah.
because in my opinion,
Mm,
like, if say a game like darts, a game like
darts.
billiards,
Yeah.
bowling, golf, archery. I could go on forever, man. What else they got? Esports, video games, I guess.
Yep.
All those things, not sports. I feel like for something to be a sport, even though the things I named are things that have competition, they're not sports. I feel like a sport can only be like if me and you stand next to each other and we like, who can throw this rock the farthest, and we take turns throwing the rock. To me, that's competition, but that ain't a sport because to me, I only consider stuff a sport where there's someone physically trying
Mm,
to stop you from scoring points. Like, if you
uh,
play if you play darts, for instance,
uh,
you take turns and you're throwing the dart, and it's all about getting the highest score. That's how I feel about, like, all the other stuff I just named. Like, if it's something where you just take turns and try to get the higher score, that's not a sport. Like,
Nah, because that's where
someone
you're kind of
trying to
wrong.
stop you from getting points, that's a sport.
But darts have you not getting points. Because dart has the negative system too. That
Yeah,
take
but that's
away from the
that's why I
score.
said someone physically trying to stop you. Someone physically trying to stop you.
So you only consider a sport when there's an opposition, basically.
Yes, opposition, a
physical
physical
opposition.
A
opposition.
physical opposition.
Yes,
So what about
somebody trying to
NASCAR?
stop you. No, that's not a sport.
But you're
How is it
driving
a
a
sport?
vehicle and knocking vehicles out the way from not getting
How
in
is it a
first
sport?
lead.
NASCAR is not knocking vehicles out the way is not like that's something that happens. That's not like NASCAR is not. People don't train and be like, yeah, I'm gonna just bulldoze through and knock every car off the track. That's not how they train.
I just feel if you ain't got the mental part, you can't have no sport. Period. Because
That's true.
But who left out the mental part?
you did because you
No, I
said it
did.
got to be a physical opposition.
Yeah,
And I'm
that
saying,
don't mean that you don't have to use your brain. I'm just talking about.
yeah, but basically that's your argument. Is
No, it's not.
it just has to be the
I
physical
didn't say it
part?
only has to be physical.
You you said
I said you
physical
can't.
on both
I
sides.
said, yeah, but I also said that it can't be about just skill. Obviously, you gotta
No,
have skill
not
So
too.
just
hold on,
skill.
hold on, hold on. I got
That's
it.
mental.
Let's put this to a test. Slim, name 5 sports in your definition.
Basketball,
1,
football,
Yeah,
2.
baseball, hockey, soccer, boxing, MMA. Do you think swimming's a sport?
swimming.
Yeah.
Mm, I don't know if
Yes.
swimming in the Olympics, I guess.
Yes.
But is it a
Oh,
sport where you
is that
compete?
the
Yeah.
difference? Because it's
Huh?
in the Olympics. You
Um,
I
think
mean,
you think
swimming got you
you
got
think
technically the risk of
BMXing is a sport?
drowning.
I think I think all that stuff is a sport though,
You
because
think
I'm not a
so? You
great
think
swimmer, so I would lose in those type of games.
yeah? So you think it's a sport because you can't do it?
No, I think it's a sport because it takes a level of skill and
Yeah, you
mental
practice.
and physical and all that, and in practice. But
You
like
practice.
esports, I think is a skill. It's a skill based game, so it is a sport.
Yeah, it's a game. That's it.
But all of them are games.
But all sports are games.
No,
Yes,
no,
they
no,
are.
no, no,
Oh,
no,
now
no.
you trend the line right
They
there.
call
So
it a
you,
Because if it's not
they
a
call
man,
it
game,
this
then what is
they
this
it?
is
call it a
proven. This is
basketball
proven
game,
nerd
football
talk right
game.
here. Like if you comparing somebody sitting on a couch with a controller to
Yeah,
a person physically playing a sport because they both call
but
games.
see,
Like
but you consider a
that makes
sport
no
physical. I
sense.
don't consider it have to be
Yeah,
physical.
because you that guy on the couch playing the game. Like yeah,
But
this
then
is sport.
I
again,
like
I'm
don't
the
be mad
nicest.
because I'm better at Call of Duty than you, right? Just
We all
don't be
know I
but then
mad.
suck at Call of
again,
Duty. So
hold
what?
on, hold on, hold on. But then again, now let's rephrase again the question I asked you earlier. Can you name a sport that do not involve a game? Because basketball is a
You
game.
They all games.
Football is a
now
game.
now you're changing it to the name. Like it's a game. Like
But you just said a
ain't
sport is not a
nobody.
game.
I said no, I did not. I said how is it a sport just because it's called a game? Y'all said yeah because esports is a game. Just because it's called a game don't mean it's a game because you play games. Like you play games. That's why it's a game. They all
So
call
can
games
we
because it's something you
agree?
play.
So can we agree on this one?
Probably
Can we
not.
all agree that if it's a sport, there has to be a winner and a loser?
No,
Yeah. Yes.
no. I
There
mean,
has
it's
to be.
obvious going to be a winner and a loser because you're competing in something, but that does not make playing Xbox a sport. Like you're out of your mind if you telling me playing a game is a sport. Like you could play games and not move anything but your thumbs. You telling me that's a sport? Something where you could just sit on the couch and get fat, but you beasting at it.
Yeah.
That's a sport. Like man, that ain't no almost cursed.
Yeah. It's a sport because you don't have to do any. For me, it's not physically has to be a competition for you to have a sport because if you play chess, you going against opposition and you guys are going against mentally against each other. It's a sport.
That's not a sport.
Yeah. The biggest muscle in your mind is in your head is the
Oh
brain. You know what I'm
wow,
saying?
wow, yo, you really took it there. The biggest muscle, you know how you exercise your brain
By thinking.
by learning,
Yeah.
reading. That's not a sport.
But I'm not saying that's a sport.
You could be super smart. Put it like this: Can you be, can you be extremely smart and still play a sport?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Name somebody name some genius who can go play in the NBA right now.
They're already playing in there.
Can Bill Gates play in the NBA?
No.
That's not his lane.
Yeah.
He's not an athlete.
Those people are
But
already
you just
playing
said
in
you
the
could be
NBA.
smart. You just
Exactly. They
Yeah,
play in the NBA
you
already.
you can
you
still
just
be
talked about
smart
your
and be an
brain
athlete at the
being.
same time.
You just talked about you can be. I'm talking about can you being smart be enough for you to be able to be an athlete and play a sport?
No.
No, you
See,
got
that's
Right.
when you put the question that way. No.
You got to be physically able to play the sport. It
Exactly.
ain't. It's people right now in all leagues, basketball, football, wherever you want to say, right now, who people, not me, people have painted this picture of them being idiots, but they physically able to go play a sport, no matter how smart they are. I mean, we know. I play high school basketball. Like I know, like it don't take brains, man. Like most of the people who make it to the league and everything, most of them they just getting pushed through the system anyway. They ain't passing these grades. They ain't doing good in school, but people want them to play. It
well,
ain't
that's
got nothing to
true.
Yeah.
do with their
But
brain.
that's
Like
true. But that's also the problem that you have a lot because what's going on is they trying to sit up here and change that whole narrative. Just because you know somebody athletically gifted, they're trying to sit up here and make them also have the smarts to do it. They're doing that. So many rules happen now in college sports in general. Just for that alone, it's insane. Especially within the past, probably 5 years, how many rules changed just that alone. Hold up. And the side note, just so nobody won't quote us on it, the definition of a sport by Webster is an activity involving physical exertion and skill that is governed by a set of rules or customs and often undertaken competitively.
sounds like I was right then.
You sound like you just hyping. So, like, with the definition being out there, what still is your opinion on what it could be? How about you, Tito? Because we know slams.
Yeah. Well, still, I feel like all sports don't. They do have to have a mental and physical thing to it, but I feel like hand and eye coordination is physical.
Not a sport.
I didn't say that was a sport. I said that it's in what considers a sport because you could be physically gifted. You could be whatever 6'8", muscle bound dude, but if you can't shoot and you can't do any of it, that comes with the mental part of it. Then you ain't playing no sport. Because how many other dudes have you seen that are physically gifted that don't play sports and then they like a mechanic or they just a
What?
regular person? I'm just saying
Right.
that.
The definition of
You call
athleticism.
that physically gifted? A mechanic?
No, I'm saying a dude that you've seen that you be like, oh man, he looked like he should play basketball, and he's the dude fixing your car.
Right. But he don't
Yeah,
have the
but that's
athleticism.
that's just that's just called a person who's not good at sports. Like he's
The-
not like sports don't. You don't change the definition of sports because certain people look like they supposed to play sports and they can't play them. Like
I'm just saying that even having all the physical attributes and all that being in a is not still considered a sport. Like chess to me
Yeah.
is a sport, even though you might not see that
nope,
dude
it
and
ain't.
you might not see that person. And he'd be like, oh, he's 6'5", he's got 1% body fat. That he's not playing a sport. He is because if you play against him in chess, you ain't gonna win if he's a grandmaster.
Chess ain't a sport.
It is a sport.
It's a game.
It's a
it's
game
You know what?
It's
Is
a
it-
board game technically.
Let's-
Like
against competition.
Let's talk
yeah,
about this.
it's not a sport.
It's a
Because
sport.
what you talking about is
Can't play
athleticism.
sports sitting down, just moving your fingers. Like it's not a sport.
But still, let's
guess we
talk
gonna
about
agree to
athleticism
disagree.
If you
in
could,
general.
if you could sip on a, if you could sip on a Pepsi while you're playing, it ain't a sport.
What if I'm
If
sipping?
you could put the, if you
sipping
could
on
hold a
beer?
remote control in your hand, and while you playing, that ain't no sport.
Sipping on water for the lick of.
If you can stop, if you can pause and then go heat something up in the microwave, it's not a sport.
Well, if you playing multiplayer, you can't.
You can, you
It'll just
might
kill you.
get killed, but you can though. It ain't gonna, it ain't gonna hurt nothing if you decide to pause and be like, "Hey, I'll be right back." It ain't a sport.
I think so.
But
To be top level, just say if you're playing video games, to play at a top level of a video game, you got to practice every day. You got to
Yeah,
play.
you're good at video games.
Yeah, it's a sport.
It's not a sport. It's a video game.
It's a sport. They getting paid millions to do
If
it.
playing video games was a sport, then they wouldn't have sports games. They wouldn't have sports video games. They would just be called. You would just be playing video games, and it wouldn't even matter if it's a sports game or whatever, because it would just be you're already playing a sport because you're playing the game. Like there wouldn't be no reason to specify what type of game you're playing because it's a sport,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
And
Nah.
shooting games are sport games. They're sports.
Hey,
No, they're not.
hey,
Hey,
listen. Hey.
Navi.
Right. So, let's go to something a little deeper here. Now, we agree and disagree on whatever a sport really is, right? So, let's talk about how a school will not push other things on an individual if they're not sports gifted. Like what Tito said was relevant. If you built with athleticism, like you should be physically capable of doing a sport, right? But you don't have the capacity to be athletic in a sport. You're normally a mechanic. You're normally something random. So why is it if you got these gifts, but you don't have the necessary gift of actually doing a sport, a school seems to not ever push these people to still succeed in life in a regular career?
Let me say this, and then I'll drop it. Here's the difference. A person can be extremely unskilled, and they can still play a sport. That's been proven by the many people who've been brought into the leagues
Antoine Walker.
and they suck. But a person can't be non-physically gifted and just be like a smart person and get into the league. There ain't nobody in the league right now who got there because he was smart. He was an incredible mind.
Yeah, that's
Nobody.
true.
Nobody's making it in sports based off of how great of a thinker they are.
But we still talk about sports as everybody can get to the league. The percentile
Everybody can
of
get
being
to the
going-
league, but
exactly.
what I'm saying is, if I play pickup basketball and it's a dude on the sideline and he's a genius, he ain't playing on my team because he's a genius. They gonna pick the guy who physically can do something. Like even if you pick the bum on the side who he just 6'8" and he can't play basketball a lick, you gonna pick him over the little dude over there who 5'8" and he's super smart.
Yeah.
Whether he good or not. So it's like,
because you're playing that sport. Depends what you playing.
Right.
yo,
Let's
because
switch gears here. Why we talking about NBA, NFL? What about women's leagues? What about
Same
a female
thing.
athlete?
it's the same.
I feel like golf or something like that. Like I feel like that's a sport. You might not think it's a sport. It's a
not
sport.
to me.
It's a
Golf
sport.
is a sport.
You have to
Not
be
to me.
physically gifted. You got to have skills. You compete
Nobody's
against a whole group of
There's
people.
no opposition.
The opposition is the course.
There's no opposition.
The
Physical
terrain is opposition.
Exactly.
No physical opposition. You said the terrain, so you think like dirt biking is a sport?
Yes.
Yeah.
See, that's your problem.
Even
I mean, but
even
you got look at what
schools
sports
now.
you're talking about. When you talk
This
about
is
sports
this
that
to me. Go ahead.
when you're talking about sports that you talking about going against people with, you're not talking about the risk of these sports. NBA,
What
your
the risk got to
biggest
do?
hold on. The risk factor is that you can sit up here, you collide somebody, you get hurt by the ball, get hurt on the court, what people do. Now you talking about more like extreme sports, like dirt biking and on the rallies and all that stuff where you could possibly die during a sport. That's a totally different level of sporting in itself. That's why they call it
Not a
extreme
sport.
sports.
It's not a sport. There's no opposition. You just scoring points.
Nah, those
I'm done
things
with
you're
this
racing
conversation.
against other
That's a
people.
race.
You racing
That's a
against other
race.
people.
I'm done
Okay,
with this
that's a race.
conversation.
There's nobody on the other side trying to stop you from getting to the finish line.
The
You're
other
just trying to
racers-
get
You
there
have
faster than-
competition. You have
You're
competitors.
trying to get there faster than everybody. There's nobody trying to stop you.
But that's
bro.
opposition.
So you're trying
it's
to say
not.
that racing is not a sport, like running.
No,
How about
it's
straight up
not.
running?
It's not a sport.
running is not a
Nobody's trying to
sport.
stop you.
Running is not a sport.
No, all you got to do is be faster than everybody. Nobody's
Oh,
trying
man.
to stop you.
No, I'm done with this conversation.
Yeah,
I said it 2 minutes ago. I'm really done with this conversation now.
this dude's crazy.
We can be done.
Yeah,
It's not a sport.
but even I'm saying like even schools now are giving people scholarships and in esports.
I know, because of people like y'all who like, this is a sport too.
It is.
You're
And
like, look at me, I can play Mortal Kombat super good. This
No,
is a
you ain't getting the
sport.
fight guys.
yeah,
Then
That
it's a
that
guy
we gonna hold that right there.
it's a guy over here killing himself physically, trying to learn how to play a real sport. And then it's this guy on the couch who weighed 300 pounds talking about he an athlete.
so you
Like, you're
saying
not an
they're
athlete.
all fat? They ain't all fat.
They
I
Some
sure
of
ain't
them
saying
not.
that.
are in shape.
I'm just using, that's usually what happens to people who sit on the
That's
couch playing
that's
games
the
all day.
average Joe
But
though. You talking about?
yeah, but
Yeah.
you
I'm
but
about to
you
say,
are
because
the average Joe.
obviously,
To me,
because
like if a
obviously,
person,
if you knew anything about esports, the
if
number
you
one
play,
competitor for
bro,
fighting games is Sonic Fox, and
bro,
he's a
Yeah.
black male furry.
bro, I don't care about that. Like if if a dude, if his profession is playing video games, I am not going to say he's an athlete or he's. I don't care how he look. He could be a girl who weighed 120. If he playing a video game, I'm not going to respect him as some athlete. Like he plays sports. Like, you're not playing sport. You're playing a video game. Like I said, you could sit in your underwear and play this game. That's not a sport, man. Like, if a person over here got to train their body and physically, like, put it like this. Okay, LeBron James, he got to train. He got to work out daily. He got to eat right. And
I'm
then
not talking
it's
about
a
LeBron
guy.
James. You
It's,
just
it's
said
a guy.
runners are not
Can I finish my
sports.
sentence?
Calm
It's
down,
a
No,
guy
you said
who-
running
pull out the
is
knife.
not a sport.
All right, let's say
And Usain Bolt is the fastest man alive. You saying he ain't got to train for that?
he's fast. He's fast. LeBron James training. You said it yourself, Tito. You
Yeah.
gotta have hand-eye coordination. You gotta be
Exactly.
able to do all this stuff. LeBron James is doing that. And
Yeah.
then there's a guy who is the champion at esports in 2K, and he played with LeBron James all the time. And
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, man, they both athletes. No, not a
It's
chance.
it's just your definition of sport.
No,
Basically,
it's
it's going to
because
determine what.
no,
Yeah, it's your
it's
opinion.
because of this soft society we live in now who want to tell people that they are athletes because they good at video games or they good at chess.
They're not saying they're athletes.
like
They're saying that
you-
it's a
Nobody said they're
sport.
athletes.
They just
Not a
saying they
sport.
playing a sport.
It's
It
a
is.
competition
You just
that
read the
people watch.
definition of sports, and it's one word that stood out to me. It said physical.
So when you move the controller and do all that stuff, it's not physical. It's part of you have to
Yeah, it's
move
physical
your
if your
fingers.
body's moving. It's
And
also
your-
physical when you reach for your bag of chips while you're playing too.
Yeah, and then your reaction time. Everyone
Yeah,
doesn't
that's-
have reaction time.
Yeah, that's not.
That's what
a
makes you
sport,
good
man.
at those games.
It's a video game.
Exactly.
This isn't like real time. This ain't like something's gonna happen if you miss your mark. You're gonna lose a video game. Like,
But you know what? I'm not. This is my thing with what you're saying. I'm not on the esport thing because esport is highly debatable. Is it actually a sport or not? But I'm talking about sports that are actual like Olympic events. And
Yeah,
that
that
you're
doesn't-
saying not a sport.
that doesn't mean anything to me though. Like, y'all feel like since it's in the Olympics, like, I don't care. Track and field, not a sport. I don't think gymnastics is a sport. It's another thing where you competing for points and there's no opposition. Same with like cheerleading. They got a competition for cheerleading. That's not a sport.
So
go
your
out there-
definition, it got
So
to
do
be
you
like
think-
a versus on the field type
So
situation.
it got to be opposition. It got to be somebody. If the goal in every sport is to score points, and you have no one trying to stop you from scoring those points, so all that matters in this sport is how good you are. Like, Michael Jordan was the greatest player of all time. He had people trying to stop him from scoring points. That's skill.
Yeah.
Like, to be able to do what he did with people trying to stop him. And in these games y'all talking about, it's like, even gymnastics, you go out by yourself, you do your little tricks and stuff, and it's really just on how good you did that day. Ain't nobody trying to stop you from scoring. So it's like, if you won't point that day, then you win. Nobody's trying to stop you from winning though. It's really just on you. I don't consider that like a real sport.
What about rugby?
Rugby's a sport. There's somebody trying to stop you.
Okay.
Like, somebody's trying to physically stop you from scoring in rugby. That's a sport. But if somebody is not, if it's nobody in front of you trying to prevent you from getting points and you just got to get points,
Yeah.
that's not a sport to me.
So
Volleyball.
yeah, he considers that a sport.
Same thing.
Okay.
You got somebody trying to stop you from scoring. Only ones that I say aren't a sport are the ones where
Tennis.
tennis is a sport. Somebody trying to stop you from scoring. Somebody on the other side, you hit the ball, they trying to stop you by hitting the ball back. That's a sport. Now, if somebody was to tell me, what else? What did I not name? Like, for instance, think about this: is it a sport when people have like dance competitions? Like, is that a sport?
They have
No.
dance tournaments though, so yeah.
I know, but is that a sport? Because you competing, but ain't nobody stopping you from scoring points.
I would say people would consider it a sport.
Well, that's where I'm going with it. Like, people probably look at that and think it's a sport. I'm like, that ain't a sport. You just got to score. I'm sorry. No, for real. We can stop. We can move on. I'm sorry. Let's just agree to
You
disagree.
really feel some type of way
I was
about
about to say,
sports.
like,
Yeah, I do.
That's right.
I'm passionate.
Like I said, I was doing this conversation like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah,
I know,
Keep
man.
listening,
I'm
though.
sorry. I'm
it's
sorry.
still interesting.
My bad. We can move on. So we could get into our next topic.
Back to what I was saying though. So what about? I want to X-nay sports. Sports is banned for this conversation right now. So
I
let's
agree.
talk about how schools was and like how schooling doesn't teach you everything, where you can make a well living for your life. Like, God, I gotta say it again. Like, I hate when people prime objective to go to school is to be good at a sport because that's their only way of that what they believe is being well in life, getting well paid. It's about being an athlete. Mm-hmm. And I felt that school never really trained you to succeed in life with what they taught you, especially around high school.
I agree.
Y'all agree?
Yeah, I think it's just like they teach you all these general studies instead of like really getting you ready for like the real world.
Yeah, they don't teach you real life. They
Like,
teach you.
They teach you about credit. If they teach you how to like run your bank account, if they teach you about investing your money, opening a business, these things, then I think kids would be more successful. Like, I don't need to learn about George Washington for like 8 years.
You don't need to learn
know?
about George Washington, period. Except for like he's the first president. All right,
Yeah.
cool. Now let's learn how to do taxes.
I kind of
Like-
agree and disagree with that because when it comes to history, it's good to know about history because history
Yeah.
tends to repeat
I
itself.
don't.
But the
But they don't even
prolonged
teach you
of history,
the real
that's
history
its
in
problem.
school.
Yeah, and that's another thing. They hide a lot in
Yeah.
history.
But I don't need to learn about all the presidents. Like, if I
Right.
learned them
Knowing
in fifth
that
grade,
does nothing for you.
if I learned it in 5th grade, then you go over it again in 6th grade. Then in 7th, like, I don't need that. Like,
And what does that do for you?
nothing.
You
Make you
knowing
more
about
political.
No.
knowing about who was the president. What does it do for you in real life?
Like,
an
history,
Hey, I got one for
I
you.
like it, but they need to just, like, revamp a lot of the schooling because
I got one for you, which I never understood. This is just me personally. So they teach you all this history, right? About the presidents, about how the system works, and all this stuff. But can you still tell me how you become a politician?
no,
No, I don't. No, I don't want to be one.
you would just have, I guess,
But how would you
find
want
out
to be
your
an
own.
athlete?
into it?
You got to just Google it. That's the only way.
No, nowadays you YouTube it.
Yeah,
They
you
probably
fi-
got you a tutorial on
You
there.
find a way.
How to become a politician?
Yep,
YouTube
how to be a
tutorial.
politician.
Step 1.
Yep, yeah, walk you through the whole
Get
thing.
people to fund you for no reason.
Like, literally in your school, I think what they should do is, like, when you get into like middle school or you get in closer to high school, they should ask the kids, like, what are you really interested in, right? And then focus a curriculum around that. Like,
Yeah.
the kid says, oh, I want to be an engineer. All right, take those group of kids when they go to high school, whatever, and focus their stuff towards engineering. And
Well,
these
some
That's a
would
good
say-
idea. But
I agree
the
with
only
you.
problem with that. Go ahead, Slim.
No, I was just gonna say I agree with you what you just said, but what some people argument for that would be is that's what college is like.
But see, we gotta get people prepared for that because
No, I agree.
when they go to college, you ain't. Hey, I went to college. When you went to college, you wasn't prepared for none of that.
Was it ICDC?
Nah, definitely.
Sure.
Nah. I don't even know how you enroll into that. I know they got a number or something.
YouTube.
Nah, but when you go to college, you ain't ready for that. When you
No,
go
I
there,
agree.
you learn of course, when you're there. But I feel like they need to prep you early and get you into a mode.
See,
Not
but
like,
that's
you know,
what I was gonna say was like when you talking about. Hold on, let me get my definition out here. So when you talk about like in high school, middle, that stuff, that's still free schooling unless you're paying
yeah,
for like a Catholic school,
it
right?
ain't free. You paying for it through your taxes.
Technically, right. But still, that's where you know you gotta send kids to go through to
Yeah,
get the choice of whether they want to go to school anymore. So with that being said, I feel a lot of things they should force more on children. It might sound messed up how I'm saying it, but I can't really word it that great. You force more things on kids so they learn it because they got to deal with it in life anyway. Like how to balance a checkbook, knowing what actual stock is, knowing what funds to do with things. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's
mm,
already built in by GP, it's they be their choice when they get grown, but they already got an understanding of what it was back then because it was taught to them when they didn't want to do it, but you already know
right.
about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think we could all agree that they don't want people to be smart or successful. Like, I think they want some people to,
Yeah.
but for the most part, if you think about how the system's set up, is like they don't want people coming out of there and being like, "Oh man, I can do anything with my life." Like they don't want that for real.
Exactly.
Like,
They can't.
That's what I
because
was
they
gonna
would
say.
teach us all credit in high school. Like they wouldn't let you get out of high school and just be like, "Oh man, how can I screw up my credit?" Like they would already teach you like, "Don't do this."
Just buy
But
J's.
instead, they don't talk about credit at all. And then you get out and you're like, "Oh snap!" You're like, I want to get this credit card or whatever so I can.
Well, that
Like my
depends on
credit
the
was
way of the
ruined
world.
before I knew what credit was. Like,
Well, that
Yeah.
depends on the way of the world too, because I do believe that this might be controversial, but I do
oh,
believe that not everybody is meant to be a leader. Not everybody meant to be an entrepreneur.
That's
You
true.
need them
no,
people
not at all.
in life
Yeah.
who don't want to achieve that much to do for other people.
I
Well,
mean, I
yeah.
agree,
Yeah.
but does that mean it's right to try to keep
No.
people stupid?
No.
No,
Like,
no.
I agree with you as far as like everybody ain't meant to be a leader. Everybody, it's lazy people out here. I agree, but it's not right to make that choice for them and
Yeah.
be like, well, we ain't teaching them this and that. Who cares? It's like teach everybody what they need to know, and then let them decide if they want to not pursue it or whatever. But it's just wrong because it's you basically taking a bunch of children who are what when you go to school at age 5 or something,
About
taking a
5.
bunch of kids and you pretty much deciding to screw them over out the gate. You like, yo, we gonna teach y'all about George Washington,
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. They ain't gonna teach you the rest of Abraham Lincoln. They just gonna tell you that. And then, and like I said, in the future when you get older, none of that stuff even apply to real life. Like
Yeah.
it's like knowing history don't do nothing. You ain't went to no job, try to get a job, and it was like, do you know who the first president was? Like, ain't nobody asking you about history,
Yeah.
man, to
They're
get
like,
no job.
if you
Like,
don't get this question right, I ain't even gonna look at your application.
right. And any smart person anyway, I feel like it's cool they teach us that stuff in school, whatever. That's cool. But realistically, any smart person, you're gonna read eventually. You're gonna figure this stuff out. Like the little nonsense that they teach us in school about like history and stuff. You're gonna
Yeah.
figure it out eventually. Like you're gonna read it. You don't need to be like he said, you don't need to be teaching me that fifth grade, sixth grade. Like I don't need to keep hearing about George
Exactly.
Washington. Like it's one of those things like you hear it once and you good.
Yeah. I feel like they really don't want to break the system because there's a system in place to me that they want you to go to you go to high school, then you go to college and you have to pay to go to college, whether you get a scholarship, whether you get loans, whatever. I feel like high school only teaches you so much because they want you to pay to go to college because college makes millions and
Yeah,
billions of dollars. It's a
Because it's
system.
a
right.
business.
Yeah, because if they teach you computer programming in high school, right, those 4 years, you would probably be a pretty decent programmer, I would
Right.
say, because all you
Right.
do is learn in high school. You don't have like, all these distractions when you're an adult. So if you learn computer programming and then you go get a job doing it right after high school, why would you need college, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like they kind of do that to make you pay to go to college. Either
Because it's a
way.
Oh yeah.
trap. Cause that's where the
I
trap
agree.
come in.
Like that's why I feel like if they would focus people's education in middle school, high school, okay, if you want to become a doctor, things like that, then these people can go to college and do these things. But other things you could just learn within you being in high school and be successful. Like a lot of business owners and stuff don't go to college for business. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So why would you need to go to business college? Be like, oh, I need to open a business. Let me go there. No, you just open your business and you become successful. So
Right.
I feel like if they would teach you these skills, I think it would set up so many people to be way more successful than they do now because people go to college and can't afford it or they
Yeah,
just drop out
they
because it's
they
too
put you in
much.
debt,
Yeah.
and that's another thing. Like they set you up, like I said, when you're a kid, teach you all this random stuff you don't really need, then make you feel like you need to go to college. You go to
Yeah.
college, then you're in debt. So you start off being an adult now in debt, and it be like serious debt, 30,000, 50,000
Yeah, man.
debt that is like
People
most
still
people
pay.
ain't getting out of, and it's crazy. And it's like, and then you supposed to get a job, and then
Can't get a house.
yeah, get a
Can't get a
house
car.
and try to meet somebody and have a family and all that.
But that
And then it's like
that
and think about when you meet somebody at that age, and say y'all start to like each other, and y'all gotta like, oh, we gonna get married and we gonna combine our
you be like
funds, and then you
you be like,
gotta
hold
try to
up,
tell this person,
hold
yo,
up.
I got 50,000 in debt. Yo.
You're like, let's compare debt now before I really
Right.
make this leap.
I can't commit because I couldn't commit to paying this debt off, so I
Yeah.
ain't commit. No, but it's crazy, man. It's sad, but it's the truth. It's like
Hmm.
they don't want people to be. I ain't gonna say they don't want nobody, but they don't want too many people being successful.
Yeah.
They,
See, but
I feel like the
that's the
system
key.
feels like they need poor people.
Yeah, they need the cogs
But
in the wheel. You know what I'm saying?
that's the key. The key is it's not about what you do. It's all about who you know,
Mm-hmm.
and who you know place you in places. You know what I'm saying? That gonna make you succeed or not succeed,
100%.
especially in this generation of things. I don't know where a lot of people work at. I do know a lot of people, but everybody probably have that one person who you know got their job because they are a relative of a person who's a higher up, and
That's
they do
everywhere.
not right, and they do not have a clue why this person has this job.
Yeah, because you his uncle or something. That's why that
Exactly.
person.
I don't know. We all, I think we can agree this conversation also can go on forever.
Of course.
It's so deep.
No, yeah,
So
but
deep.
we ain't go to the other levels of it. That's more controversial, but we don't do that here.
Yeah, I like to hear other people's opinion. You know,
Yeah,
on
hit
this.
the
So,
comments and let us
yeah,
know.
hit us up, man. I want to see what y'all think for real.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm interested.
So, what's up, guys, man? What viral stories y'all got for me today, man?
Ooh, it's gonna be good.
Pick me, pick me.
Go
I
ahead,
got
Slim.
one.
Go ahead, man.
I got one for you. Peep this. So it says, this is the title of it. There can only be one. Battle of the Joshes brings
The
hundreds to
Joshes?
Nebraska.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah, I heard about that.
So apparently,
Uh,
the Battle of the Joshes is hundreds of people named Josh all met up to fight like a battle royale.
wow.
Yeah.
I know they ain't fight my boy Josh because he would have destroyed all of them.
He might have been there. You need to text him.
Yeah, I need to see if he's still alive.
It says, no, no matter the title, hundreds of people who share the first name Josh gathered Saturday in Lincoln, Nebraska, to fight for
Okay.
their right to the name. Armed with pool noodles, Joshes from across the country met at Air Park, where they brawled as onlookers with other names cheered from the sideline.
So if you wasn't a Josh, you couldn't fight.
Yeah,
Right.
correct.
Right.
Wait.
That is so funny.
You want to hear this? In the end, it was 4-year-old Lincoln resident Josh Vincent Jr., dubbed as Little Josh by his peers, who was crowned the winner.
Well, that's
There
what's
was
up.
Big Josh, too.
I think they was all Joshes, so it probably didn't matter.
Right. Plenty of Big Joshes in there.
They had a Royal Rumble of Joshes.
Yeah. And yeah. And it's crazy because they said people from all over the country. That's crazy. Like, you know how... I don't care. I know people going to give me crap about this, but you know how much of a loser you must be if you had to, like, you flew
Wasted
to
vacation
Nebraska.
time. All
Yeah, like, especially, yeah, if you got a job and you took off work, like, they got video too. I wish y'all could see it, man, but,
wow.
like, come on, man. Like, come on. You flew to another city for that?
Hey, to each their own, I guess.
Here, I'll say this. This is the positive side of it. They said that,
There's positive.
yeah,
Hey.
they raised $10,000 for a children's hospital.
That
There
was
we
nice
go.
of them.
There we go.
Yeah, but I mean, $10,000 don't equal
But
all
the
of
only
the
people
flights
that
there.
the only people that can get the health care is the people named Josh, though.
That's a
So-
caveat.
Ah, yeah, you
So,
might be right.
Sorry if you have an illness, but if you ain't Josh, you ain't getting none of this money.
Right. Sorry, boys.
Yeah.
His name is Greg.
Oops, my bad.
Sorry, Leroy. You ain't get.
Can't get none of this money.
Oh man, that is crazy, but it's true.
That's
So what
pretty
you
good.
got, Paul?
So, check this out. Recently, in Brazil, right? There's footage of this very, very, very big swimming pool that was built shoddily on top of a building
Bill
in
shot it.
Victoria,
What is it?
Brazil.
Like a shot,
So, guess what?
like built
Shoddy.
terribly.
Yeah, built
Oh.
terribly. Because the building was only built in 2018, right? So that's about 5 years
Okay.
old.
They ain't got no
So
clothes
the
out in
whole
Brazil.
swimming pool fell in at one time
Into the
into the-
building.
into the parking garage below.
Wow.
Wow,
Car
Like
wash.
one humongous drop.
wow,
Man,
that's crazy.
imagine if you was in there, you would have got
Right.
sucked down into and hit some cement hard as hell.
Man,
Not even that, cause like it's let's see how many gallons it was. It was like I want to say Olympic size.
Man,
So all that fell at one time in the parking garage. They say it completely moved cars into
Yeah.
each other.
could you imagine if you was in the pool, man? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Ooh. Now imagine you was running late to work, and then you come
oh, I
outside.
thought you were saying if you was underneath.
Nah, if you was inside the pool, you got sucked down into the
Man.
damn parking garage.
Oh yeah,
You'd be
yeah.
so scared. Like, it's over. This how it's gonna end.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Man,
Right.
I'm suing. That's definitely if I survive. I'm
Oh,
suing.
yeah.
Right. You in the pool because it was like how it actually happened was like because it was made so janky per
Yeah.
se. The ground beneath the bottom of the swim pool literally fell through,
Man.
like
That
boom,
is crazy.
one time. Ain't no pipe burst, none of that. The whole thing just fell like boom.
that is crazy.
I could imagine like seeing water running from the building. Like you just driving by and water, like gallons of water just falling from the sides of the building. Like that
Right.
had to be crazy to watch.
Just seeing that,
Hey,
yeah, you'd be like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Like, do
Yeah,
I
that's like
call
just crazy
somebody?
stuff. Like you ever like when you drive around, especially our city, and you see water main breaks. Like where is water just randomly coming from the middle of the street?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Who do you even call in that situation?
I don't
You
even
call
know.
the fire department.
Good question.
You call the
Somebody?
the water company. Who?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
See, that's
a
the
great
stuff
question.
they need to teach you in school.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Like, this is who you call for this type of situation.
Right.
Right now, we don't know.
'Cause I'm pretty sure it's not 911.
Right? You call 911, they like,
Like, is there even 911 in other countries? Is that just America?
that's a good question too.
That's a real
I don't
great
know.
question.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm
But
pretty
since
sure it
we-
ain't 911.
What if they number
since
is
we,
like something weird, like 545 or something?
Well,
Something
hold on.
that's
Tweet our own
unmemorable.
horn. Since I found that we have people listening to UK, chime in. Let us know.
Yeah, do that.
What's it called out there?
What if they got like a full number? Like,
Like a
emergency
7
line is-
digits?
Yeah,
Like,
7
oh,
digits.
that's your number.
Emergency line, you gotta remember it. Like,
Oh,
Right.
that'd be the worst. It would, like you'd be dead by the time you hit the
Right.
the last
Right.
couple
you
numbers.
gotta dial it. You over here got shot, try to dial the number. What is it? 704?
5309.
I
Right.
don't know.
Get on the phone and they like, sir, I can't hear you. You gargling. Your last breath.
You're like,
Getting
"Ow."
too dark. Let me get away
Yeah.
from you.
What's the next one?
Right.
Next one I got is woman calls animal control on a croissant in Poland.
Croissant. What the?
A damn
Yeah,
croissant.
yeah. I laugh at the way they write this stuff because,
It's
like,
gotta be.
they try to be so comical with it, man. It says, I don't know how to say this. A woman in Krakow, Poland, was concerned about a strange animal hanging out of a tree near her house. The animal turned out to be a flaky French pastry. Oh man.
Damn croissant.
Yeah. Like, come on, man. They said she spotted a strange creature in a lilac tree outside her house. She thought it might be an iguana or a bird of prey. The inspector.
Wait.
I don't know.
Wait. How do you confuse an
A
iguana
croissant
or a
with an iguana?
bird? Yeah.
I don't
But did
know.
it move?
Or a
though?
bird,
Like,
right?
what?
I don't know, man.
Wow.
And
Okay.
and how is it hanging from the tree? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Said the inspector showed up. Upon investigation, they decided the alleged creature was neither a reptile or a bird. It was a croissant. The officer deemed the buttery pastry to be unthreatening and encouraged residents to continue.
Buttery pastry.
Man.
She said they urged residents to continue on the side of caution. Like,
off a croissant? Man. He should have grabbed that croissant and threw it at her like,
Right.
this is the bird. This ain't no iguana here.
But like, you made me come out here for a croissant. I'm
Yeah.
about to put you on a grill and put
I was just in a murder investigation, and now he
Right.
got me out here for a croissant.
Remember that? If you ever see, I never watched the episode, but I saw like the meme of it when Gordon Ramsay got the 2 pieces of bread and he put it on somebody's face and he like making a stupid sandwich. Like,
I've never seen it, but I love Gordon Ramsay. He's funny, man.
I know. He put the
Yeah.
bread on their face like, now you're a stupid sandwich. Like,
Well, yeah,
that's what I would have done if I was a cop who came out there.
Yeah,
Like,
basically,
come on, man.
that's what she is. A stupid sandwich.
Yeah. And not to mention, like, say it was an iguana. Like, why are you calling the police to get an iguana out the tree? Like,
What is it going to do anyway?
that's what I'm saying. Like, you see a garden snake, you call the cops. Like, yo, it's a snake in my front yard.
Now, if you're in Florida,
Send
yeah.
help. Well, yeah, it's different.
But not
a
in
freaking
the
gator
UK.
or something. But
Yeah.
because she said, or a bird of prey. Like, even if it was a bird of prey, like,
Yeah.
birds don't hunt humans. Like,
Yeah, and
what are you
eventually
worried
it's going to
about?
fly away anyway.
Yeah, it flies. But it was a croissant, so she was all right.
She's dumb.
Wow. Maybe she thought the croissant was coming to steal some lunch meat from her.
No.
No.
Yeah.
No, but I don't know, man. I can stand here and say I've never called the police in my life, and when people use calling the police for stuff like that, it makes me feel better about never calling the police. Like, they got their hands full, man, dealing with people like that. So, more power to you.
Yeah.
If
Wow.
you,
That's all I can say is wow.
yeah,
Wow,
that's
wow,
it.
wow.
That's all I got, man.
So
You got another one, Paul? Or are you done?
I got one. That's interesting. I don't even know what's funny. That is funny. So, I don't know if y'all heard. Caitlyn Jenner
Yeah.
Yeah. we
is
heard.
announcing her campaign to run for governor of California.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what qualifies you to be the governor?
Because she's Caitlyn Jenner.
Because the Terminator was.
Oh, okay.
Bruh,
Yeah. I
come
don't
on,
know.
man. You already know.
California, man, it's just celebrities just could do whatever they want, man. It is what it is.
Yeah. It seemed that way, right?
Even if you qualified or not. I mean, why do you want that job anyway?
Just to say you had it, I guess.
I don't know. Maybe because Caitlyn Jenner done took over everything in life at one time in their lives. Like, I was an
Yeah.
athlete. Then I decided to become a woman, and then I became Woman of the Year, even though technically I still do male things. And then also, I got joined the ranks of becoming politicians because why not?
I guess.
Living his
But
best
considering
life.
that she's not the
Yeah.
only, celebrity who became part of political states. So we got Arnold Schwarzenegger. Remember, Kane was a governor too.
Yeah.
Still is.
Sonny Bono. Jerry
What's the
Springer.
dude? What's that guy's name? Johnny Ventura or something like that?
Jesse
Yeah, that's
Ventura.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Jesse
Jesse
Ventura.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
don't know.
left me off the list.
Yeah.
I was the governor of East 85th, Quincy.
Yeah. Slim was the governor for
Yep.
2 years.
I ran a tight ship. No
I don't know. I
curfew.
feel like when celebrities ain't talked about, because I don't know, I don't think they talk about Caitlyn Jenner like that. So they do stuff
Not
like
really.
this to just get more clout or whatever. So
Yeah,
more
generate
power
more-
to 'em.
especially,
more press.
I mean, considering that particular family that she a part of, yeah, I totally agree with you.
I mean,
Yeah.
you ain't never gonna be more famous than the Kardashians. I mean, I don't care what you do because they're just too popular.
Only way you could become more famous than one of them is to kill one of them.
Wow. This guy.
I'm not saying do it. I'm just
Yeah.
saying like that's the only way you're gonna be more famous.
I think you
Like,
become infamous.
yeah,
famous.
that works. That works. It's got famous in it.
Yeah.
You could be that person who went to jail and like everybody know why. You killed the Kardashian.
Nah,
You
I
might
don't
be
know.
hated.
Kardashians gonna be around for a long time.
Please, man, don't say that, please.
They are.
Look how long
Starting to
it's
upset
been.
me.
Look
I
how
know.
long it's been.
They got a
I
new
know.
show coming out
Yeah,
on
Right.
Hulu.
I know.
My wife is very excited. So
You ruined my life when you told me that. Like I was literally rubbing it in my wife's face, like, finally, they're done. It's over. And then you come
Never.
over here talking about they got a new show coming. Like, man, come on, son.
they like P Diddy. Can't stop, won't stop, man.
No, they like a STD. It
Just
won't
keep
go away. Just
The
like,
gift that keep on giving.
yeah, it's just like, come on.
like we're like the Herps.
They like, dude, I want to ask their mom, like, you think people really, really want to see you this much?
Yes.
Like, you think people care this much?
Yes.
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 Yeah, I guess the
I can
answer
answer it
is
for
yes.
you. Yes.
Like, let's watch them live life. Let's watch them sit on the couch and talk about
On a mansion.
their life in a mansion by the pool.
Talk about
Let's watch them create
I don't know what
problems
type of cake.
that aren't real problems.
What type of cake I have to buy for this extravagant party? It's an issue.
Right.
Like
That
people out
2
here
episodes
dying.
long.
People out
Oh,
here
One,
dying.
two.
My nanny called off of work today.
Oh
I don't know
no,
what to do. I'm gonna
no.
fire her. So much controversy. All right, man. So, I guess it's time to get into our quick hits. And
Sweet.
today, Daddy's gonna be doing the questions.
Man, get out of here. Get out of here.
Roll
I'm
credits.
sorry.
Yeah.
Roll the credits. Not till I say so. Nah, but who gonna go first, man? Which
It's
one
your
of you
choice,
boys
man.
stepping up to the gauntlet?
It's your choice, man.
I'll go
I'm ready
first,
wherever
man.
you are.
I'll go first.
All right. We're going with Tito first. All right, cool. All right. So my first question, I'm gonna keep it light. I ain't gonna go too hard.
All right.
First question is, if you had to give up all your favorites, but you only got to keep one, what's the one food you refuse to ever stop eating?
Ever stop eating?
Yeah, no matter what, nobody could convince you. What's the one food you won't stop eating?
Pizza. I
All
love
right.
I love
I
pizza.
like how you think.
So
I like how you think, though.
they could take everything else. I mean, I'll be super fat, but
That's fine.
at the end of the
You'll
day,
be
I'll be happy. Yeah. They can
all
take
that
everything
matters.
away. I love pizza. So
I like it. I cash
Yeah,
that
that's-
in. I like it. I think that would probably be mine too. Pizza's so versatile, man.
yeah, and you can eat it any time. It doesn't matter.
Right. And pizza is one of the foods. If you had to eat it cold, it's still good.
Yeah, it's still
You don't
decent.
want to eat it cold, but you ain't gonna be like, I'm throwing this in the trash.
Nah, you would still eat it.
Right. Okay, I like that answer. Next question. If you had to pick a non-Cleveland sports team,
Man,
who would it be? Like, who's your favorite non-Cleveland sports team? And it don't matter if it's now or back in the day. Just what's another team outside of Cleveland that you love?
man. mean,
It doesn't matter what sport. You know, ain't my question.
No, it don't matter what sport.
you got to know what a definition of sport is first before you decide.
Yeah,
Ooh.
don't
Nah.
say yeah, don't name like no Xbox team or nothing like that.
I would say, man, I wasn't like, just to give a disclaimer, I don't mess with any other sports team except Cleveland because I just feel that's how I feel about it. So, but when I was
Hometown
young,
pride.
yeah, when I was young, I was a big San Francisco 49ers fan because
Okay.
we didn't have the Browns for like 10 years here, but I was a big Joe Montana fan and Jerry Rice. Like, those were my favorite players. Like, I would collect their football cards, everything. Like, I had the hats and all that stuff. I loved them. So I would say
You
probably
put
the
a signed
49ers.
jockstrap.
No, that's your
Oh.
job.
I'm sorry, I didn't think you heard that. No, I agree. I was a 49ers fan too. I mean, that
Okay.
wasn't my team I would pick, but I liked the 49ers too as a
Yeah.
kid. All right. Next question. If since we was on the topic, if there was one subject, you only get one,
Mhm.
that you could pick that you wish they taught in school, what would you pick?
The stock market. I wish they would teach you about investing money into the stock market. Like,
Interesting.
I wish I would have did it a long time ago when I was younger, when you were just buying just stupid stuff, when you could have been investing that money when you were young, and I would be sitting probably like 100,000 right now instead of what I'm sitting on now. So I feel like if they would have taught me that, that would have changed like my whole perspective on money and doing different things with it, instead of just buying things.
hmm
So true.
I like that answer. I like it. Okay. That's your three, and we gonna come back to you.
Cool.
But I'm about to give my man over here his three.
Oh,
Fresh
I'm
ones.
ready.
All right, your first question is, if you had to describe yourself as an animal, what animal would you be?
So you know what? I want to take it different because
Oh,
I
no.
think most people. No, I think most people are thinking
No,
like,
that's
like
fine.
a lion or tiger or some crap like that. I want to say owl.
Owl.
The reason I say owl because I kind of see everything, and I'm always watching out for everything. Like I can turn my head like a whole 360 around like type of situation. So
I love the answers. I love it.
Oh man. Oh, is that right?
yeah.
You can turn your.
Nah, but like for real. But growing up how I grew up, you know what I'm saying? And I do believe that because I grew up in like a hood environment, I do have PTSD. I'm always
Definitely
on the
don't
lookout for something to pop out. No matter where I'm at, no matter what situation, I don't care how calm it is, I'm always on alert
Oh
for
yeah,
something
I can
going to happen.
relate to that.
So that's why like I say like an owl. Like I'm always got that sense like I just don't trust the situation.
And they're considered wise animals.
Yeah.
I like that answer. That was just funny, man. That
Yeah.
part caught me off guard. But I
I
like
have
that.
reasoning for my madness.
Yeah, I like it. All right. Sorry, you threw me off, man. Next question is, what? Hold on. Oh yeah, what is your favorite '90s sitcom?
90s sitcom. You know what? No, that's simple. Martin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hands
Okay.
down. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. That's the best. Martin has so many quotables and characters, ain't even funny.
Right. I agree with you.
My mama
Okay.
biscuits.
Yeah. Brother man
like
on the
that.
fifth float.
Right.
I like that.
Marty Marv.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't
One
make a
more.
sound, but
Okay. Next question is, now this one is really easy. I ain't put too much thought into it. You got one choice. The other one, you don't get anymore. Chicken or steak?
so you saying like this forever or just like right now? Just right this
Forever.
second?
Forever. Seem like forever is a mighty long time.
You know what? I want to say chicken. The reason I say chicken because you ain't put no limitations. You can have chicken in many different ways and flavorings and all that stuff. There
Mm-hmm.
ain't really no different way of having steak. Steak good,
Right.
but it's like you ain't changing steak.
Right. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I agree. I like it. All right, Tito. Since that was his last one, I'm gonna just throw it right back at you.
All right,
Steak or chicken? You only get one.
I pick
The other one, no more.
the chicken.
Should have known.
I love chicken, and I mean I'm not a big beef eater anyway. Like I don't eat a lot of beef. I'm just saying. So
Sorry.
I would say chicken, and I love chicken wings. Like I can never give up chicken wings.
Speaking of chicken wings, last week my sister came around and she told me that there was a shortage of chicken wings
How?
in America. I don't know.
Wow,
That's what I said. I was like,
that's terrible news.
yeah. I was like, I'm devastated. I said they need to fix that ASAP.
They need to make some more chickens. Start
I don't
hatching them.
believe anything they
Make some
telling
more
you because
chickens.
we had a shortage of everything in the past year. The
I
only
agree
thing I
with that
seen
too.
short is PS5s and Xboxes. Those the
Yeah.
only thing I see is a shortage of.
Right. Anybody got one? Let's make a deal. Hit me up. No, but all right. Next question for you. You had to describe yourself as one animal. What would you be?
Yeah, that's pretty tough. But I would say it's gonna be a funny one. It's gonna be a koala bear.
Bruh.
And
Man, y'all killing me today with the animals, man.
because koala bears are like they just like to chill and be laid back, and they just be
Okay.
hanging out in trees chilling. So I feel like that's my energy level basically all the time. It's super laid back and chill,
Okay.
and
I see where you're coming
and
from.
everyone likes koala bears. So I feel like hey,
Wait,
and, and I
you
like
saying
koala
everybody
bears.
likes you?
No, I just said everyone likes koala bears as an animal.
No,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
fine.
So I would
I
say
like that.
a koala
Okay.
bear, man. And I love them. I want one in the future if I can ever have one.
Oh wow.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I just put them on my
I
back and we
hope-
walk around.
I hope that happens for you.
What would you name
Like
it?
really.
Huh?
I know I sound like a bit
What would you
sarcastic.
name it?
Pablo.
He already got a name. Ah,
It'd be
that man
Pablo.
believes in himself.
He gonna be
Got a name already.
Pablo Escobar. That would be his name.
Pablo the koala.
Yeah,
Now that we talk about it though, like when you have a koala, if you can,
yeah.
do you like you put them in a cage or do you just have
Oh,
like a
nah.
tree that you
Nah.
put in your house?
He would live
Like-
free. Yeah, I would have like a little tree that he just chill on.
Okay.
He gotta have an enclosure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny, man.
If I was rich, he'd have his own room.
I like that. Y'all
Hopefully-
both caught me off guard with
Hopefully
the
that
animals,
happens. I
man.
gotta see this.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
I'm Hoso.
I gotta see
You
this.
pull up with a koala bear, I'm gonna be like, man, I'm getting one. Like, I ain't think he was
I
gonna do
want
it.
one.
Right.
Give me a panda.
That'll be the new pit bull.
Yeah.
Right, koala.
Everybody want one.
But see, like with the koala, I would be dressing him up. He had like a fitted, he had like a t-shirt. I'm saying he'd be, fresh to death. He had little J's on. I'll buy him baby J's.
Just don't put on no skinny jeans on him, though.
Nah, he ain't gonna wear pants. I mean, he's a koala. He don't
I
need
mean, I'm sorry. Is that where we draw the line?
pants. Yeah. He gotta use the bathroom and stuff. He
He
can't
gonna wear
buckle
a
the
fitted.
pants.
He gonna wear Jordans. He ain't wearing pants though. My bad. All right. Oh man,
going
y'all
too
killing
far.
me today, man. Y'all killing me. All right. Dang, I forgot the. I forgot the. Okay, wait. My bad. I really lost track. Oh yeah. Okay. What was your favorite sitcom in the '90s?
Favorite sitcom? Martin, of course, was one of them, but I would say probably Family Matters. I really like Family Matters. I thought it was good. I thought it was funny. And my favorite episodes was like the Halloween special ones they had.
Yeah.
The little puppet,
remember those.
the evil Steve Urkel.
Oh yeah,
That had me
yeah.
rolling.
I forgot
Yeah.
about him.
that was funny.
Like when he would just be running around the house, like I thought that was funny. So I would
Yeah.
say Family Matters. And like Steve Urkel and Carl and all them dudes, like their characters were funny. Eddie and what's his boy Waldo, I think. That he was like
Waldo, yeah.
he was like an idiot.
Where's Waldo?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was funny.
You know, my favorite character on that show was probably Carl. I just thought he was just like so dramatic, man. Like it was funny to me.
Yeah.
Plus, I think like, never mind. I don't want to say it. I don't want no problems. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love you, Carl.
Carl Winslow,
Yeah.
the greatest cop ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, he was
We
in,
love him.
shoot, I forgot the movie.
All right. Here's your next ones.
Remember, he was in Die
So-
Hard too.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Your next one is yeah. Favorite non-Cleveland sports team. I mean, that's for
This is-
Paul.
Yeah, this is me.
Yeah.
So, I'm going for basketball because back then I was caught up in the hype of Jordan. So was Chicago. Yep.
Ugh.
Just cause it was
Yeah,
Chicago. I mean, it was Jordan. That's all you knew. I remember we were going to the game where I'm trying to think. I'm trying to actually remember, was I there for the last shot? I might have been. But anyway, but yeah, just going there not for our players, for literally because Jordan was in town.
Man. Yeah,
Yeah.
my cousin is a huge fan. I can't believe
For
it.
Chicago now.
No, Jordan.
No,
well,
no.
Chicago back then and Jordan. Like we would literally, I would hate Jordan, because he was beating the Cavs.
Right. I mean, but you can't knock it, with Jordan and his group of teammates, which nobody gave no respect to. Seemed like he had a squad,
Yeah,
ridiculous squad if you think about it. But
he wasn't playing with bums.
yeah, this is true.
No. Not at all.
Just look at Dennis Rodman scores a game.
Right.
But yeah, I was a Bulls
Okay.
fan.
Me too. All right. What is one thing you wish they taught you in school?
Definitely about these stocks. So I'll say that Miles Alberto said about what you have now. But backstory wise, now that I got into stocks being older and find out that still to this day that a lot of people know how that game works, take your time. Highly advise you take your time to learn it. Because it's kind of simple. That's the killing part. It's real simple. Just don't be greedy. And you can make money. Like, I want to give a lesson in game right now for anybody who's listening. Look up the word dividends and find out what they do. And why you wasting money buying a combo from McDonald's or wherever your favorite restaurant is, you
Wendy's.
could literally do this to certain companies every week and just get paid. But that's
Like and
a
share
whole nother
Our
story. I wish they would
podcast,
talk to
and
you.
then we'll give you the full breakdown on how to get into the stock market.
He'll give you his portfolio that he has.
Let's make a deal. All right.
Yeah.
Last question would be, what is the one food you refuse to give up, no matter what?
Oh, that's the same answer as Tito. Pizza. Just because with pizza, no matter what, you can freak it to any type of way, any combination of toppings. You can make it healthy. And unless it's trash, it's mostly satisfying.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to make a trash pizza. Don't mean it ain't possible, but it's
Pizza
hard
Hut
to make
does.
a trash pizza.
Sorry for you fans of
Pizza
Pizza Hut, but Pizza Hut is trash. Like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't eat it.
Yeah, compared to now. Remember Pizza Hut used to be good, though?
Yeah, when you was a kid, boy,
Yeah,
Pizza Hut
back
was
in the
like,
day.
you used to get happy
But
when
you-
your parents used to be like, hey, we're going to buy some Pizza Hut. You'd be like, yay. Now you'd be like,
But-
why?
You know what, though? I always wonder if it was just because we was a kid and we loved pizza.
No,
Like,
taste
was
definitely
Pizza Hut
changed.
ever good, for real?
No, it's the
Yeah.
taste. Taste definitely changed.
Possible. I don't know.
When I was a kid, we used to love Little Caesars.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But Little Caesars was a different company back then, though, not the one that's here now.
Yeah.
They,
Oh, man, it was pizza, man.
Yeah, they weren't selling like $5 hollers like they do now.
Oh,
That
I
used to be
agree.
mad expensive now. Think about it.
Yeah.
Because they used to have
$5,
I ain't knocking
Yeah,
it.
that's
Everything's
saved,
a
though.
gimmick. Everything's a gimmick now. They don't put no real passion in it, man. You know. But
Well, that
whatever. Who
depends
cares?
too, because a lot of restaurants don't even like. They try to sit up here and come out with so much stuff, and they always put no focus on how their food tastes sometimes.
Yeah,
It's
you
like-
mean like Domino's making sneakers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
But
literally
do
made
you
a
know
shoe that could
Domino's?
order you food.
You know Domino's is the biggest pizza franchise chain though in America.
Yeah. I don't know how it remains, but yeah.
But
People
Domino's had a
obviously like
mascot.
it.
But that's one of those. To me, that's one of those things. I don't think it's because it's good. I think it's one of those things though, where it's just like, you know, you oversaturate the market. Like you just, I believe in quality over quantity.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't care if I can find a Domino's on every corner. I'll drive past it to go to Donato's or somewhere else.
Yeah. Romeo's.
I eat Donato. Domino's got the most franchises. Yet I've had the Domino's the least in my life out of all pizza.
Yeah, me too. Not when you was in school they used to give
I
it to
want.
you.
Yeah, I want to tell you this though. With that being said,
No, we had Red Baron in school.
yeah, for
Red
real.
Bear.
Yeah.
We used to have Domino Wednesdays.
Yeah, I had
Oh
Domino
no, we ain't
Fridays.
had Domino's. That must be some old stuff. Y'all like super old.
Okay.
Nah, but even with that being said, with Domino's, I do not even have a Domino's close near me, and I live technically in like a suburban area.
Consider
it's
yourself
like-
lucky.
Yeah.
That don't make no sense. It's that huge.
They make good cinnamon rolls or something.
At a pizza place.
Get it where you fit in, man.
Right. Domino's.
All right, man.
With the Noid.
So what y'all say we gonna call it? That's the end of the show.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it's about that time. We got sit up here and end this journey today.
Right.
So, to everybody out there, hear us on YouTube. We on Apple. We just got on iHeartRadio. So we're there now too. We worldwide. On anything that streams. Hit us up. Listen. Like it and subscribe it.
And thank you guys for all the love, all the comments we've been getting. Appreciate it. And always come on our YouTube and hit that subscribe button and hit the like button. And also, we're still doing the giveaway. I put an update in the description of the last video. So we're going to put in this one, and it's going to go all the way to May 10th. So keep on sharing it. Keep on giving it to other people. So we appreciate it. And we'll be dropping every Monday. So remember, every Monday will be a new podcast. So
Right.
peace out.
Step into a Slim Jim.
And always remember, for better ingredients equal